Minglawa and welcome to MI Radio's Myanmar Today. I am Agajo. Today we are reports on recovered patients accounting for over two-thirds among 293 positive cases. Briefing of second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's 16th regular session. Global apparel demand drop in Myanmar Garment and China's COVID-19 vaccines on human trials. All of that on this edition on Myanmar Today, but for now, let's take a look at what's happening in local news. Union Minister for International Cooperation Hluttaw participated in the video conferences of the informal meeting of ASEAN Foreign Ministers, ASEAN Political Security Community Council meeting, and ASEAN Coordinating Council meeting, which were held yesterday at 7:30 a.m. from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Naypyidaw. The meetings were attended by ASEAN Foreign Ministers and the Secretary General of ASEAN. At the informal meeting of the ASEAN Foreign Ministers, the ministers discussed and exchanged views on regional and international issues, applications of the external partners to accede to the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation, as well as promotion of cooperation between Myanmar and ASEAN in addressing the issue of Rakhine State through providing humanitarian assistance, facilitating the repatriation process, and promoting sustainable development. The 9th edition meeting of the ASEAN Sustainable and Inclusive Tourism Development Committee and the 9th edition meeting of ASEAN Tourism Resourcing and Monitoring and Evaluation Committee were held on 22nd and 23rd of June. The first meeting was chaired by Malaysia, together with joint vice chairs from Laos and Thailand, while the second meeting was presided over by Cambodia with the vice chair of Myanmar. The two meetings discussed the midterm monitoring on the ASEAN Tourism Strategic Plan and a relief plan for the impacts of COVID-19. Surveys will be conducted on recommendations of relevant committees in preparing a report to be released in ASEAN Tourism Forum. The domestic gold market sees more sellers than buyers, said General Secretary U Aung Myaing of Myanmar Gold Entrepreneurs Association. The coronavirus consequences shut down the gold market and it was reopened on 18th of May. At present, pure gold fetches about 1.22 million kyats per tickel. He continued. Meanwhile, the global gold price hit a record high of $1,766 per ounce. The domestic gold price does not rise as it should be when more people are selling than buying in the domestic market. Along with the rise in global gold prices, the domestic gold price is likely to increase. However, the price cannot rise when the demand is lower than supply. The total border trade value has reached over $7.87 billion in nearly 9 months of the current fiscal year, up $236 million. That is according to the official statistics from the Ministry of Commerce. From 1st October to 12th of June 2019 and 2020 fiscal year, the total border trade value, including $5.42 billion in exports and $2.45 billion in imports. Compared with the last fiscal year, the export earnings down by $17.9 million, while the import value increased by $254 million. This time last year, the border trade was valued at $7.63 billion. There are 17 border trade camps in Myanmar. Myanmar conducts trade with China through Muse, Lueje, Kambaidi, Chinshui-ho, and Jiangdong borders. That's all with the local news. Now we'll move on to our first report. The very first two COVID-19 positive patients were found on 23rd March, which started as the beginning of the epidemic in Myanmar. Along with the preventative measures guided by the government and the self-protections of each citizen, the situation of this outbreak in Myanmar is almost under control that limits the spread of the virus. The Ministry of Health and Sports announced that the COVID-19 positive cases have reached 293 till 24th of June, and the recoveries have also reached to 208, which can also mean it is over two-thirds of the positive cases.
The very first two COVID-19 positive patients were found on 23rd March, which started as the beginning of the epidemic in Myanmar. Along with the preventive measures guided by the government and the self-protections of each citizen, the situation of this outbreak in Myanmar is almost under control that limits the spread of the virus. As soon as the COVID-19 cases confirmed, the government enforced the rules like stay-at-home plans, social distancing plans, the closure of schools and universities, the ban on going out at night, the ban of gathering more than 5 people, the announcement of preventive health guidelines, the launch of hand wash basins, and the semi-lockdowns on townships where positive patients are found. The Ministry of Health and Sports announced that the COVID-19 positive cases have reached 293 till 24th June. As the data shown, the recoveries have also reached to 208, which can also mean that it is over 2/3 of the positive cases. But 15 patients out of total recoveries are still under the progress to be discharged from their respective hospitals. Speaking to MI Radio about the health guidelines intended for the recovered patients who have discharged from their hospitals through phone interview, Dr. Pyidaungsu, Director of Health Knowledge Promotion Division from the Ministry of Health and Sports said.
All the positive patients are tested for 2 times. The recovered patients have to be put in quarantine in their respective hospitals from 1 to 2 weeks, and then they can be discharged. When they get to their homes, they are restricted not to go outside for 2 weeks in order to stop the spread of the virus. Also, they are guided to wear surgical masks all the time and to wash hands frequently at their homes. For the social matters, the recovery patients can confidently say that they are discharged from hospitals because they are no longer infected. We appointed them to come back once to the hospital to have checkups after staying at home for 2 weeks. After that, they need to follow the guidelines issued by the Ministry of Health and Sports whenever they go outside. We try to make sure to get information from the discharged patients about their health status rather than try to keep eyes on them.
There are no active cases in Naypyidaw, Bago, Mandalay and Tanintai as all the patients there have recovered. Kaya State is the only region with no reported case in Myanmar. Pyidaungsu Region Hluttaw representative from Insane Township spoke to MI Radio through phone interview about the mental state that the patients are currently worrying about. He said,
In the beginning of this COVID-19 outbreak, people are worried a lot and some infected patients are stressed and insecure about themselves. Although the virus is spreading around the world, people can see great advance in recovery rates comparing with the positive cases. When the recovered patients, also the positive patients are about to start feeling such insecurities. Also, Myanmar only has a total number of 6 in death rates. The patients have positivity with their situations and they don't worry much about the way how the other people would treat them.
Mount Saikan, who is the resident from North Okalapa Township, spoke to MI Radio about the worry of the people about the infection when the positive cases are found. He said,
People are deeply concerned about the infections as soon as the positive cases have been found. But now people are returning back to their normal life without worrying much. They follow health guidelines like wearing masks and washing hands. Television channels and radio programs are always ready to warn the people who forgot to follow rules while they are struggling with their lives. The positive cases are rising and the recoveries are also the same as well. There's no need to worry about too much. As a country of majority Buddhists, many people do good deeds here, and therefore I think it helped our country to have stable condition in COVID-19 cases.
The numbers of positive patients are slowly increasing, so as the recoveries. At the same time, some people start to stay careless in their daily lives, no wearing masks, washing hands, and going to crowded places. Cloth masks can also be used for the people who can afford surgical masks. Together with the rules issued by the government and the self-protections by each citizen, can control the spread of the COVID-19 virus effectively.
Thus, a report on recovery patients accounting for over 2/3 among 293 positive cases. After 7 meetings, the second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's 16th regular session concluded on 29th May. The Hluttaw called for 17th regular session to be held on 13th of July. The order is to review the 2-week meeting of the 16th regular session of second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw.
The second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw called for a 17th regular session to be held on the 13th of July, as it had concluded the 16th regular session at the end of May. The 16th regular session was held during the outbreak of COVID-19 in Myanmar, and it continued for 2 weeks and completed 7 meetings. During the meetings, the Pyidaungsu Hluttaw approved Union Supplementary Budget Allocation Bill for 2019-2020 fiscal years with reductions. Total of 2,635.197 billion just supplementary budget proposed by union-level ministries and organizations was discussed and approved with over 27 billion just reduction. Moreover, it approved to get the maximum of 1,311.064 billion just loans from the Central Bank of Myanmar to reduce the deficit of union government's deposit for 2019-2020 fiscal years. The Hluttaw also passed a bill to draw up and submit budget for state and region governments. The Pyidaungsu Hluttaw approved to postpone the nationwide referendum to amend 2 provisions of 2008 Constitutional Amendment Bill. It also took records of the bylaw on Fifth Amendment of electoral laws for Pyidaungsu Hluttaw, Myanmar Hluttaw, and state and region Hluttaws. For health sector, the loan proposal to get 30 billion yen ODA loan and an emergency program loan of JICA, Japanese International Cooperation Agency, for COVID-19 Economic Relief Plan CERP was approved, and it was passed by the Hluttaw to get $50 million loans from the International Development Association IDA of the World Bank for health sector contingency plan for COVID-19. The Hluttaw approved to get $30 million loans from the Asia Development Bank ADB for the Greater Mekong Sub-Region Health Security Program and the upgrade of healthcare services in the crisis of pandemics. Another approved loan proposals for different sectors are as follows: to get $20 million loans from Economic Development Cooperation Fund for expansion of Myanmar-Korea Friendship Bridge Dala construction project to reduce travel time between downtown of Yangon and its town across the river to connect the Ayeyarwady Delta towns. To get 33 million euros loans from the Unicredit Bank of Austria for implementing electronic registration of population by the Ministry of Labor, Immigration and Population. To get $200 million loans from the International Development Association IDA of the World Bank for the Myanmar National Food and Agriculture System project. As the conclusion of the second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw 16th regular session, Deputy Speaker U Thunthung Hein said,
ကဘာတဝမ်း COVID-19 ရောဂါဖြစ်ပွားချိန်မှာပြုလုပ်ရတဲ့အစည်းအဝေးကာလနှစ်ပတ်အတွင်းလွှတ်တော်ဆိုင်ရာလုပ်ငန်းများ
During 2 weeks of Pyidaungsu Hluttaw meetings, it is appreciated to Hluttaw representatives, union-level institutional members, and Hluttaw employees to complete the procedures of Hluttaw to a specific extension amid the outbreak of global pandemic COVID-19.
On the 21st of June, Pyidaungsu Hluttaw Speaker U Dikhomyat announced to call the Hluttaw representatives for the 17th regular session, which will be held on the 13th of July. That's all about the briefing of second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw 16th regular session. This is Thora Susan reporting from Myanmar International Radio.
That's the report on briefing of second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's 16th regular session. Stay with us as we bring you more reports on Myanmar Today. The COVID-19 pandemic outbreak affects the global clothing chains, which are the major contributor to the Myanmar's garment sector. CTUM expressed concern that if international community presumes Myanmar garment workers are facing rights issues, it will affect the country's garment sector. The report covers the challenges garment and textile sector is facing and solutions the stakeholders are exercising. The COVID-19 pandemic outbreak affects the global clothing chains, which are the major contributor to Myanmar's garment sector. The clothing chains had to shut down thousands of their branches as the pandemic gets 6 months old. The 13 big clothing brands employ Myanmar garment factories, and the impact on those major clothing chains is detrimental to Myanmar garment sector. Dok Kain Kain Nue from Myanmar Garment Manufacturer Association explained that number of garment employees who lost jobs amid the pandemic is very high.
There are huge challenges that the garment sector has to encounter. Some count down the overtime working hours, some downsize the workforce as there is no more work order received. According to the data collected by MGMA, more than 6 million employees lost jobs, and there is just data of the members of MGMA. Number of job losses could be higher if it is for the whole country.
Despite the losses the garment sector employees are facing, the employees reportedly are better informed with the health knowledge now. The MGMA also commented that the employees are better disciplined, wearing masks, using hand sanitizers, and receiving temperature checks. Dok Kain Zaang from Confederation of the Trade Unions in Myanmar explained.
အရင်ပထမဖေဖော်ဝါရီမတ်လလောက်တော့ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တိတ်နားမလဲဘူးလူလျှော့မဲတို့ဘာလို့ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒါတွေကလုံးလုံးမရဘူးဘလို့မျိုး
Employees became more understanding. Before, the employees tend to react if they got laid off, but now they became more understanding that this is happening all over the world, not just in Myanmar. Now they realize that the survival of the factory is important and the employees tend to cooperate better now. We are also considering employing the workers on contract basis. For example, in Japan, one auto factory survived through the pandemic period without exercising the layoff. So we also want that to happen in Myanmar. But the thing is that the factories here are not properly following the guidelines set by the Ministry of Health and Sports. However, the good thing is that employees are better equipped with the health knowledge after the effort in raising awareness. Masks, hand sanitizer are provided to the workers and food packages are provided to the workers who lost their jobs.
It is reported that the workers can report and discuss their complaint through hotline number set for them. She also expressed concern that if international community presumes Myanmar garment workers are facing rights issues, it will affect the country's garment sector. The European Union provided 7.9 billion kyats in cash to support the garment workers in Myanmar who have been affected by COVID-19. The Myangu Quick Assistance Emergency Cash Fund goes directly to cut make-pack workers who have lost their jobs as a result of COVID-19. Factories in the country, especially those that manufacture garments and textiles, had already been facing unprecedented challenges since February as supply of raw materials from China stalled and importers from the West began slashing orders. Although the crisis is temporary, it could last at least 3 months. It is important for the garment industry to be prepared to start production when things return to normal by this year's peak season in August and September. Now, the government, the respective associations, international organizations, business, and the workers are in a bid to survive the challenges the garment sector is facing amid the pandemic period. This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio. That's a report on global apparel demand drop and Myanmar Garment. China's Medical Products Administration has given green light to 5 Chinese coronavirus vaccines for human trials. That is according to the Ministry of Science and Technology. More vaccines are expected to get approval for clinical trials soon. The report covers the update on China's vaccine development and the update on the confirmed cases globally. China's Medical Products Administration has given green light to 5 Chinese coronavirus vaccines for human trials, according to the Ministry of Science and Technology. More vaccines are expected to get approval for a clinical trial soon. Scientists around the globe are racing for a vaccine for COVID-19, which has claimed over 450,000 lives so far. Around 10 potential vaccines are now undergoing human trials, according to the World Health Organization. Hluttaw from China Media Group CRI Myanmar Department explained more on the vaccine development status in China.
တရုတ်နိုင်ငံကနေစမ်းသပ်နေတဲ့ဗက်ဆင်းကိုအခုလက်ရှိမှာတော့ဝူဟန်မှာစတင်စမ်းသပ်သုံးစွဲနေပါပြီအဆင့်2ဆင့်အထိပေါ့နော်စမ်းသပ်မှုတွေရောက်နေပါပြီလက်ရှိအထိကာဝယ်ဆေးအသုံးပြုမှုအနေအထားကိုပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်တော့လူပေါင်း1120မှာကာဝယ်ဆေး2ကြိမ်ထိုးထားပြီးဖြစ်ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒီ1120စလုံးကိုစောင့်ကြည့်တဲ့အခါမှာလည်းတယောက်မှပြင်းထန်တဲ့ဘေးထွက်ဆိုးကျိုးမရှိတာကိုလည်းတွေ့ရပါတယ်နောက်သူတို့စီမှာ high data antibody လည်းရရှိလာတာကိုတွေ့ရတယ်ဒါတွေကတရုတ်နိုင်ငံကနေစမ်းသပ်နေတဲ့ဗက်ဆင်းတွေရဲ့လက်ရှိရလဒ်ကောင်းတွေလို့ပြောလို့ရမှာပါတရုတ်နိုင်ငံကနေစမ်းသပ်နေတဲ့ဒီဗက်ဆင်းအဆင့်တွေအားလုံးမှာအဆင်ပြေပြီးအသုံးပြုလို့ရပြီဆိုရင်တော့ကျမတို့တရုတ်နိုင်ငံတစ်ခုတည်းသာမဟုတ်ဘူးပေါ့နော်တစ်ကမ္ဘာလုံးအတွက်အကျိုးများနိုင်မယ်လို့ကျမတို့ယုံကြည်တယ်တရုတ်သမ္မတရှီကျင်းပင်ကလည်းပြောထားတယ်မဟုတ်လားတရုတ်နိုင်ငံထုတ်တဲ့ COVID-19 ကာဝယ်ဆေးသာရှာခဲ့ရင်တစ်ကမ္ဘာလုံးအတွက်ဖြစ်စီရမယ်လို့ပြောထားတယ်လေ
Recently, a Chinese COVID-19 candidate vaccine passed phase 1 and phase 2 clinical trials, showing no serious adverse reactions, with all volunteers generating antibodies after 2 doses in 28 days. The WHO has expressed hope that hundreds of millions of doses of coronavirus vaccine can be produced this year and 2 billion doses by the end of 2021.
ခုလက်ရှိမှာတော့ COVID-19 နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့တကမ္ဘာလုံးကပညာရှင်တွေအားလုံးဗက်ဆင်းစမ်းသပ်မှုတွေကိုရေကုန်ရေခမ်းစူးစမ်းနေကြပြီ။ American လည်းအခုစူးစမ်းနေတယ်။နောက်တရုတ်လည်းအခုစူးစမ်းနေတယ်။အလားတူဂျပန်၊ဗြိတိန်စသဖြင့်နိုင်ငံတကာပညာရှင်တွေဟာကမ္ဘာတစ်ခုလုံးကယ်တင်နိုင်ဖို့အတွက်ပေါ့နော်။လက်ရှိရင်ဆိုင်နေရတဲ့ COVID-19 ကူးစက်ရောဂါကြီးကိုအပြီးတိုင်ချေမှုန်းဖို့အတွက်သူတို့လုပ်နေကြပြီ။ဘယ်နိုင်ငံကကာဝယ်ဆေးပဲအရင်ထွက်ပေါ်လာကျမတို့ကတော့ကြိုဆိုရမှာပါပဲ။ဒါဟာအများအတွက်အကျိုးများနိုင်မယ့်ကိစ္စပဲလေအထူးသဖြင့်တရုတ်ကတော့သူသာဗက်ဆင်းထုံနိုင်ခဲ့ရင်အာဖရိကကိုပါမချမ်းပေါ့နော်အာဖရိကကိုပို့ပြီးတော့ဦးစားပေးပြီးတော့ဖြန့်ဝေမယ်သုံးစွဲခွင့်ပေးမယ်လို့ပြောထားတာလေးကိုတော့ကျွန်မပို့ပြီးတော့သဘောကျမိပါတယ်ဒါဆိုရင်အာရှလည်းမချမ်းအာဖရိကလည်းမချမ်းဒီတစ်ကမ္ဘာလုံးအတွက်ပေါ့နော်တရုတ်နိုင်ငံထုတ်တဲ့ဗက်ဆင်းကိုသုံးစွဲရမယ်ဆိုတဲ့အဓိပ္ပာယ်လို့ကျွန်မကတော့ယူဆပါတယ်
Confirmed COVID-19 cases have exceeded 9 million globally, with over 470,000 fatalities and more than 4.4 million recoveries, according to the latest tally from Johns Hopkins University. The Chinese mainland has recorded 83,418 COVID-19 cases, of which 1,885 are from abroad. A total of 99 asymptomatic patients are under medical observation. China's death toll stands at 4,646. Beijing said on Tuesday that 13 new domestically transmitted COVID-19 cases were reported in the previous 24 hours. The Chinese capital has seen a total of 249 local infections since June 11th. The U.S. has recorded over 2.3 million confirmed cases, with a death toll of over 120,000. Brazil, the world's second worst-hit country after the U.S., has over 51,000 deaths and more than 1.1 million confirmed cases. This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio. And that's all we have for today's reports, and it's time to check on some international news here on Myanmar Today. Russia on Wednesday staged its Victory Day military parade in Moscow's Red Square to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the former Soviet Union's victory in World War II. China's People's Liberation Army, PLA, together with troops from 12 other countries, joined the parade at the invitation of the Russian side. China's defense ministry said a recent border clash between China and India was completely caused by the Indian side's violation of consensus and unilateral provocation, and called on efforts to jointly safeguard border stability.
Well, at today's online press conference of the Minister of National Defense, the spokesperson Wu Chen said that he claimed the sovereignty of the Galwan Valley in the area, and also He said that actually tensions on the China-India border started rising in early April in violation of the line of actual control and yet to be democrated.
6月6日，两国边防部队
The two sides held the first round of their commander-level meetings on June 6th and reached a consensus to ease border tensions. The Indian side agreed not to patrol across the Galvan Valley and stop building facilities at the site. But Indian frontline troops shockingly violated the agreement in the evening of June 15th. They once again crossed the line of actual control in a deliberate, provocative act. The incident was unilaterally caused by India, who broke the consensus. It happened on the Chinese side of the line of actual control, which both countries have fully recognized.
But however, we need to understand that the current situation between China and India in the border area remain relatively stable because the two countries have managed to solve the border issues through diplomatic channels.
双方于6月22日
Chinese and Indian border troops held a second round of talks at the level of commanders in the border area on June 22nd. Maintaining peace and stability along the border is in the interest of both sides and needs our joint efforts.
China and India are a very important part of the emerging market and economies, and the state leaders of the two countries put top priority to the bilateral cooperation, and they have already reached consensus in dealing with new global challenges. So therefore, experts say that there are more benefits than problems for the two neighbors.
A military meeting of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea has decided to suspend the military action plans against the Republic of Korea, the official Korean Central News Agency said on Wednesday. The KCNA reported that the country's top leader, Kim Jong-un, made the decision while presiding over the preliminary meeting for the 5th meeting of the 7th Central Military Commission of the Workers' Party of Korea. A host of animals at the Yunnan Safari Park in southwest China have been feasting upon some specially prepared zhongji, a traditional Chinese rice dumpling, to welcome the upcoming Dragon Boat Festival, which begins on Thursday. And that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining me on Myanmar Today. I am Aga Jo. Have a great day, everyone. Stay home, stay safe, practice good personal hygiene, and follow instructions strictly, and always be on high alert for important news. I'll see you again. Goodbye.